Hey, there he is. How's it going, Mr. Wheat?
Oh, it's going good. I'm sorry. I thought it was 4:30,
Ah, all good.
not 4:50. My bad. I was in the shower. So,
So
but I'm here now.
gonna be sporting the wet look for us. The fresh out of the
Yeah.
shower.
Well,
Brian,
that's all right.
love it, man. Well, I won't keep you for too long. Just want to get into this show and the side project and look a little bit in the rear view mirror. But let's dig in with the show to begin with. Finally coming to our neck of the woods, going to be at Yaamava Resort and Casino in Highland, California, San Bernardino area, coming up here on November 8th. And I'm curious, man, you've been doing this for so long now. When you play a casino, do you go out
Uh-huh.
and gamble afterwards, or do you just kind of run back to the bus and leave all the gambling behind?
No, I don't gamble at all. My career was a gamble. That's enough of a gamble. You know, no, I'm not into gambling. But nothing against people who like it. It's
Sure.
just for me, no, no. I'd be broke if I was doing that all the time, man. I play a lot of casinos.
If you were to play, what's your game? Is it blackjack, roulette, pike out?
You know, I've never really gambled. One time I won. We played a casino way back when, uh, probably in the '90s. One of the first casinos we ever played. It was Kevin Costner's in South Dakota or something. I won $800 on a slot machine.
Oh,
I put
nice.
in, I put in $1 and I won $800, and that was
Ran
it.
away. Ran away from
Right.
it after that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. I saw you back in June at Harris RenCon, and I was hoping you were a gambler, so I could slip you some casino chips, get you to play Hang Tough, man, because I missed that at the last show.
All right. Well, I'll make sure we play it.
Bitch,
It's been in the set. It's been in the set recently.
is it the one that kind of is on the bubble, like it's in and it's out? It's the one that
Sometimes it's in, sometimes it's out. Yeah.
is
But the last leg, we were doing it every night. So I'll make sure and tell Frank, who's in charge of the set list, hey, dude wants Hang Tough. Make sure you put that in tonight.
I was gonna say, what goes into making the set list? Is it all on Frank? Is it each of you? Is it how Jeff's feeling? What determines?
Nah, if we all had to figure it out, we would never get it done. So we say, Frank, you do it, and he's got it down.
He's got that assignment. Well, I'm looking forward to the show, man, and super excited. We have an EP to look forward to as well with the new song that you've been playing live, and I imagine it'll be in the set as well. All about love.
Yeah, yeah, that comes out November 28th. It's a limited edition EP on vinyl, and it'll obviously be there to stream as well. But yeah, it's going to be cool. It's got like three or four different versions of All About Love and a couple other little surprises.
The different versions. I'm kind of curious about that, man. Is it like one's acoustic, one's electric, or are they completely different arrangements?
Well, you're right. One's acoustic, one's electric, but there's a couple other ones as well.
And is that a
I don't
tough?
want to give it all away. I mean, it kind of takes the surprise away from it. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. That's why I won't beat you up about the other two songs, which I'm guessing one's a cover. And, one other thing that's been trendy lately, a lot of bands are doing it. I don't know if Tesla's ever done it in their career, is every single song that seems to come out these days has a special guest appearance on it, a feature on it. I can't think of any
No,
Tesla song that's ever had a feature on it.
no, no. But you never know. That may be in the cards one day.
That seems to be the trendy thing to do. So we'll keep an
Man,
eye out
we don't
for
like following trends.
that.
That's part of, what I mean. But um, you know, I mean, we never follow trends. I mean, that's why people go, "Oh, the acoustic thing. You must have started that, or that was a calculated." No, we just did it off the whim, and that's kind of how we always do it, for better or worse. We do it off the whim.
And that way it's authentic and it's from you rather than trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that EP and the different versions and kind of curious, man. Has there been a Tesla tune in the catalog, one that we're familiar with that was seriously rearranged from the way it was started to how it came out? Is there anyone that jumps to mind? Because that's what I was thinking about with all the alternate different versions of All
Well,
About
I
Love.
think that the one that probably is the most famous one from the original version to a rearranged version is probably the version of Paradise that's on the 5 Man acoustic jam, because the original version was, had all these guitars and all that stuff. And the stripped down version is the version as far as I'm concerned.
Nice, nice. And little acoustic set during the show at Yamava.
Don't know. Don't know. I mean, we used to do that. I mean, we got 90 minutes and a lot of songs to play. So I don't know. I mean, there'll be a couple of acoustic little things. Sometimes we do Paradise, sometimes we do Thank You. I don't really know until the day of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't play the same set every night. So I can't tell you, what we're going to do there. All I can tell you is, Tesla will be there for 90 minutes of, going through our body of work and bringing it, all 100% live, you know, um, and, we still play really well, I think. So you tell me, you'll have to tell me after the show, hey man, you sucked, or you guys were really good.
No, you guys always crush, and you crushed it at Harrah's back in June. That was an amazing show, and great that you guys are back in Southern California again. So
You like my slicked back hair look, man?
I do. It's an all new look for you.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm going into movies. No, I'm just messing with you.
Speaking of things outside of Tesla that you're getting into, Violet Breed wanted to learn about how you connected with Alex, who's in the UK. Was it at a concert, at a gig, or online? How did you meet up with him?
No, no. He had a band in England called Flashfires, and I produced and managed and kind of guided them. And unfortunately, we couldn't really get anything happening in England with them,
Hmm,
which is England's kind of, it's their radio market, and their rock market is completely different to America's.
sure.
So from knowing Alex from that, we decided to put together, we like working together and writing songs together. And we decided to put together this Violet Breed band, which is me, him, and, various other guys, whoever. I mean, Dave Rude plays guitar on some of the songs. This guy, Jimmy Falco, plays guitar on some of the songs. A guy named Derek Deason played drums. Sal from Stained
Oh,
plays drums on it because he lives where I live. You know what I mean? It's just, but the main thing is me and Alex always writing songs and doing stuff. And we put out this first song, Awake, and it's got really good response.
yeah.
And now we're going to actually go after some radio play, right?
Yep.
If you're listening, yeah. And, um, uh, and if it drives up enough, um, steam, the question is, am I leaving Tesla? Hell no, I'm not leaving Tesla. Never.
No.
I started the band with Frank. Why would I leave? There's enough time in the year for me to do all the Tesla shows Tesla wants to do all the shows Violet Breed wants to do, and still go with my wife and dogs to my house in Italy for 3 months out of the year. I got plenty of time. So, no, I'm not leaving Tesla. Yes, Violet Breed is a real band. Will we tour? Don't know. Remains to be seen. But we're putting out music, and it's fun.
Is the goal to just do singles, or is there a full length album coming eventually?
Well, I think especially a brand new band that no one knows, to ask somebody to sit there and get their attention span for 12 songs is a bit much. So I think, we've got this single coming out. The next single is going to come out probably January, because this one, I was going to originally do it every 8 to 12 weeks,
Mhm.
a new song. Um, but today in the shower, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll put out two songs at a time, like an A, like people used to put out a proper A and B side, right? And it's digital, right? So we've got about 25 songs written, recorded, and done.
Oh wow.
So I've got enough for two albums, but I don't want to just put them out. And the lifespan of a track can be anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 months, 5 months. So
Right.
you know. Awake is picking up momentum, and all the signs are pointing to, okay, let's go work on some radio stuff and see. When that one starts to lose steam, then we got another one. The next track's going to be called 10 Years Sober. It's already ready to go. The video's done and everything's ready, and there's more in the pipeline. So I think I'll come with another single, and then maybe I'll do two songs every 8 weeks. And honestly, we just see how it goes. You know what I mean? I don't like to. I mean, obviously, you do have marketing plans and stuff, and I've been doing this a long, long time. And like with Tesla, it's more of a clear cut thing, but Tesla is its own entity.
Right.
Something like Violet Breed, I don't know what it is. Right now, it's a little baby. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know if it's going to be a home run hitter. You just don't know. So, we're taking baby steps, but it's fun. It's real. It is me. It's Alex. Alex, I love great singers, and I've worked with three. I worked with Jeff Keith, who's the best in my opinion, out there. Alex, who's amazing. I got another band called Soul Motor that I had when Tesla broke up, which
Mhm.
is more of a heavy, Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, if you will, more active, hardcore, active rock sounding band. And this guy, Darren Wood. And it's the same thing like with me and Alex. Me and Darren, we do all the songs and various people play. And there's that. So, but all three of those guys sing really, really well and they write really, really well and I like working like that. It's hard to work in a band with five people sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When you got five guys trying to come to one common place, it can be difficult to come to a decision, and it's much easier if there's two, right?
Hmm.
Because if you two of you can't get it together, then it's probably not going to get together. But when you got five guys sitting, I mean, if I don't know if you read my book, but in my book, I talk about some of the tough times we had in Tesla when there were five different opinions,
Right.
trying to go, it's like five roads. Which one are we going to go down? And, that's tough. But, luckily, I mean, I look at the band today and me, Frank, and Jeff are, in a great spot together. We always have a good common denominator. And life in Tesla today is great.
Love it and love Violet Breed, the tune I've heard so far. Interesting that you said the next song is going to be 10 years sober. I'm guessing that's more of a song that you wrote versus Alex. I don't even know if he was drinking 10 years. How old is that guy?
No, no, no.
Is it 10
Actually,
years
that
old?
song that song was started by Alex, and Dave Rude co-wrote it with him, and I added a little bit.
Hmm.
So, uh, and I'm like, and that's what I said to him. Well, what's this about? I mean, you're not sober. You know what I mean? Is it about getting sober? He's like, well, it started out about a chick, and I'm like, well, we don't want to write songs about chicks. You know what I mean? We have to make it more broad. So it kind of just stuck,
Hmm.
right? But there's no real meaning to the song. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If you sat there and said, well, what is the song about? I don't know, man. You have to ask Alex. He wrote the lyrics mostly, but the melody is catchy as hell. So yeah, I'll send it to you when we get off the air, and you can ping me back and tell me what you think about it. But it's a rock song. You know
And
what I mean? And it crunches. It crunches really good. It's Dave Rude, me, and Alex and Derek, and it was written by Alex, Dave Rude, and myself. And obviously, I produce all the stuff, and I engineer it all, and I mix it, and I oversee. I wear all kinds of hats, and that's the thing with Alex. Really, Alex is he's kind of like my son.
hmm.
I don't have any children, so I've mentored a few people in my life, and Alex is one of the people I've mentored that actually gets it. There's another guy named Dean Robson who I've mentored who helps manage Tesla with me. He's been there for 25 years. And he's amazing. He got it. There's a few people I mentored that I had to cut loose. They just, they never got it. You know what I mean? And whether it was mentoring in music or mentoring in being a decent human being and a good man I don't know, man. It's funny because I'm sick. I'll be 62 in a couple of weeks, and I'm not the same dude I was when I was 22.
Right.
It's funny how like as you go in life, things evolve and change, and the guy you were when you were 20 isn't the same guy you were when you were 40, and the guy I was when I was 40 isn't the same guy I am at 60.
Right.
And it's interesting, the journey of life, without getting too heavy and philosophical on you, because you look like you're quite a bit younger than me.
Nah,
But
not as far
you,
off as you would think, but
you look good though, man. You probably
yeah.
get a lot of chicks, man. I could be a comedian too. I always wanted to be
Yeah,
a
that's
comedian.
that's the next career, right? Stand up.
Well, yeah, and then there's always, maybe I'll run for office one day, but I'm not getting into that discussion. Don't even go there.
Me neither. Me, I don't even want to go to.
I'm not saying anything about anything because it doesn't matter what you say or who you support. If you support one, you're an idiot. If you support the other one, you're an idiot. You can't win.
Nope.
Just do the right thing. All I'll tell anybody out there is we have the right in this country to vote and exercise your right to vote, no matter who you want to vote for.
Yep.
It's a gift that a lot of countries don't have, and we do. Go out and vote, man. Otherwise, shut up. Don't say nothing. If you don't exercise your right to vote, shut up.
Silence.
And you can that'll probably be in one of the websites tomorrow. Brian Lee tells everyone to shut up. That's not what I said. I said if you don't vote, you don't have the right to bitch about the outcome.
If you're not going to use your voice, then you can't use your voice.
Right? Yeah, use your voice, and that's kind of what the song "Awake" is about. You know what I mean? It's about using your voice, and being awake and looking at what's going on in the world around you, and trying to make it a better place.
I love it, man. I'm digging it. And the interesting thing about Alex, his voice, for me, I mean, obviously the music behind it is straight up rock and roll, but I get major emo vibes from his voice. And then it got me to remembering that you had a connection with the band Finch from our neck of the woods, right?
I don't know.
Was it
Finch?
Finch? There was another emo band that you were involved with.
Well, there was one called Built by Stereo that
Maybe
I did
that's
a
what
lot
I'm
of work
thinking of.
with.
Maybe that's what
But
I'm thinking of.
I'm a huge My Chemical Romance
There you go.
fan.
There's
Love,
the emo.
love. Right, but honestly, what Alex's favorite singer of all time is Freddie Mercury.
Huh.
But if you listen to Gerard, he sounds like Freddie Mercury and Robin Zander at certain times. You know what I mean? So it's funny, emo rock, active rock, man, whatever you or hardcore, whatever you want to call it. Like the song says, call it what you want. It's all music to me, right? Um, but he's definitely Freddie Mercury's his hero, Paul McCartney, and he loves My Chemical Romance. And that's where we connected because we both are massive Beatle fanatics,
Hmm.
mainly Paul McCartney more than anything. Love Queen. Think on the eighth day, God created Freddie Mercury and My Chemical Romance we love. So the fact that we both loved all three of those things is kind of why we decided, well, let's do our own thing. Let's see what we can do based with all these influences we have of, you wouldn't think that, Paul McCartney and Wings' influences in Awake, but go back now and listen to the second verse and listen to the bass playing. And then you go, oh, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like there's all these influences that we draw from when me and Alex write. And that's fun. I love it.
I love it. Love what I'm hearing so far and looking forward to the tunes that come out along the way and hopefully an album and a tour at some point. And Brian, I appreciate all the time. Last thing I got for you, man. We're an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica. Last time we talked earlier in the year, we did my little Metallica debate, Ride the Lightning versus Master of Puppets. But now I want to go kind of a little bit further down the line. Obviously, you being from the Bay Area, Metallica from being from the Bay Area, also shared
Mm-hmm.
prime management with them. But
Mm-hmm.
let's
I
go
just saw those guys for 2 days in Chicago. They were amazing.
Metallica.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing.
I was going to say, do you have an old story from back in the day that you could share with us with the guys?
With Metallica, well, we've known each other for since we both started because we were from Sacramento, they were from the Bay Area. We had Q Prime Management. Me and Lars used to always rib each other about who would win in a racquetball match. Him being a tennis guy, and I
Right.
used to play a lot of racquetball, and I used to we used to get drunk and hang out, and I'd tell him I'd beat his ass in racquetball, and he'd tell me I was high. Um, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Metallica and what they've done and what they've built. I'm friends with Jason. He lives here,
Mm-hmm.
right in New York, where I do. He lives about 4 miles from here. I knew those guys and used to hang out with them a lot back in the day. I did see James and got to catch up with James when I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago or whenever it was. And like I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm so proud of you guys. Just what you've done. Because I mean, listen, I remember when they used to play the Keystone in San Francisco. So, what they've done is phenomenal. God bless them. It's great. But
Did you?
what do you want to know about Metallica?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, did you think a band, seeing him that early on, did you think a band that would was so uncommercial and so brutally heavy would make this transition? And I was kind of getting at, what were your thoughts when you first heard the Black Album or Enter Sandman? Because that was such a departure.
Well, when I
Yeah.
first heard Inner Sound Man, you got to remember my favorite Metallica album is Master of Puppets. So Inner Sandman, and I think Inner Sandman's brilliant, and I see what they did and how they evolved from their first album to that to where they are now. But let's just say that the Black album was a real mainstream commercial record for them, right? And they had to do that. They did it, and they expanded their audience from. I mean, the Metallica that was playing, when you go see them on the And Justice for All tour, to the Metallica you went and saw after the Black album, it was, three-quarter houses in arenas on And Justice for All, and 3 days in arenas after the Black album.
Right,
And now you're talking about 2 days in football stadiums, and you can't say that about many people except for maybe Paul McCartney. You
right.
know what I mean? That's done that. Um,
Rolling
you
Stone.
know, Rolling Stones, Metallica's in that league, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Queen. I mean, Metallica is, when you probably list the top 10 greatest bands of all time, they're in that top 10. And I'm saying of all time,
Oh yeah.
right? And not just rock bands. I'm saying, you put in, the Temptations in there, and you put in,
Elvis.
James Brown, and you put the Beatles and the Stones and Zeppelin and Queen and, Etta J. They're in the top 10 universally, not just rock,
Right.
not just rock. So, I mean, I could never say anything bad about Metallica, nor would I, because I'm a fan. I love Metallica. So happy what they're doing. I'm so proud of them, and it tickles me because I used to see him, like I said, at the Keystone in San Francisco, which was 80 miles from Sacramento.
Playing to 10
You
people,
know,
probably.
well, no, I was like 300 people. It was full. It was sweaty. You know what I mean? It was, but we all grew up in the same time, and we all had dreams of being the biggest rock band on the planet. They did it,
They did it all right.
right? Well, we didn't, but I'm okay with Tesla not being the biggest rock band on the planet because Tesla's in the game. We're still playing in the game. We're still in the major leagues playing, right?
Absolutely.
Metallica's won the World Series like multiple times.
They're a dinosaur.
So I'm happy to just be in the league, right? But they're the champion.
Right.
And when to achieve what they achieved, is just all the best to like everyone involved, from Peter and Cliff to Bob Rock to the dude that did their first albums, and Cliff and Jason and Robert, just the whole thing. I mean, it's a thing all in itself.
Just to put a button on it, what Metallica song can we play for you on Mandatory Metallica? What's the Metallica song that comes to mind? What's the one that gets you going?
Sanitarium.
Okay. Sticking with Master of Puppets. Welcome home.
Yeah, my Master of Puppets. Yeah, that's nice. That's still my favorite album.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too. I love
I
that.
think a lot of people's.
Yeah. Well, that's been
You
my
know what I mean?
debate. That's been my debate is Ride versus Master, which we talked about previously. And
Right, and I
both come
picked
down.
Master, didn't
Yeah,
I?
yeah. So we both come
Yeah.
down on
I
Master.
mean, it's funny, like, because you would say, well, why don't they do that again? It's like when someone would say to us, well, why don't you make mechanical resonance again? You can't. It's of that time. It's of your mindset. Like when they made Master Puppets, that's who they were then.
Yep.
And when we made mechanical resonance, that's who we were then. You can't go back 40 years and try to recreate that. You're
No.
not the same people,
Right.
you know? So
Mentally
on
or
that thing, go vote. Power to the people. Power to Metallica. Come and see Tesla. Go see Violet. Go listen to the Violet Breed. Listen to K Cal. Let's rock. Far out.
Brian, thank you so much for the time, man. That was awesome, and I can't wait to see you in a few weeks here.
All right, I'll see you. You coming to the gig, right?
Yep, I'll be there.
Come and say hello to me, and I'll play you the new track.
I definitely will, man. I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Oh, hey, look, dude, I'll show you something. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Since we have the live thing, you know what this is? Can you see that?
Yeah, the record.
That's the test pressing of the new EP.
Ah,
So
beautiful.
I came from the manufacturers. I was in here listening, make sure it all. I
So,
because I oversee all the vinyl production.
yeah,
All right, man.
thank you so much for the time.
Take care. See you soon.
See you in a few weeks then.
All right, people. We'll see you soon. Come and see us. It's going to be a gas.
All right, Brian. Adios.
Bye bye.